Welcome in and happy Thanksgiving to the PHNX Sun Devils postgame show brought to you by the one and only DraftKings Sportsbook. It's Thanksgiving and we're thankful for free bets. I'm pretty sure right now you can still bet on the Bills game that's going on right now. New customers can bet just $1 on any Thanksgiving NFL game and win $100 in free bets if either team scores a point. Actually, maybe not because they've already scored. Well, they got offers like that all the time at the DraftKings Sportsbook. If you don't like that, you can bet on some fun stuff like NBA and NFL, and if either team scores a point in those, you get $100 in free bets. Bottom line is, me and Britt are here on Thanksgiving at night, and we just watched the final score. Doesn't really reflect it, but ASU was feasted on, as the title says, by the Syracuse Orange. The Orange, by the way, I think one of only two colleges with a color as their mascot.
Yeah. I know that you are you're full and you are unhappy right now, but I feel like I am quite the contrary to where you're at because I am ready to eat again. We ate it too. And I actually feel like I was very turned off in the first half. I saw what started to happen and I was like, all right, we're done. Lights out. This second half, while it's not necessarily, they're still lacking that consistency. I felt like we finally saw what we have been waiting to see in the first couple games so far that hasn't necessarily played out. We've seen the potential that's there. We saw them make a fight. They made a run, and there was no quit in that team, and they fought until the very end. There were a couple of silly mistakes that they made early on, but, I just feel like I'm looking at the teams that they're playing right now, and they're getting good experience. I mean, that game against Syracuse, they played them close. To make a comeback like that is huge because I kind of picture Syracuse in terms of being like Kansas. If ASU would have got down to Kansas both times they played them by that much to have to come back up and win.
Well, you know why they were able to make a run? It's because they were playing fast.
Yes,
they ran
exactly.
With pace.
They finally
pressed.
Yeah, but I felt like they finally were able to find whatever it took to be comfortable with it. They were
they're comfortable. They're comfortable when they're playing fast, and you have to play fast against a team like this that sets up in a zone. It blew my mind. And sorry for interrupting you, but Syracuse sets up in zone. That's what they do. And I know they shot like 60% of the field in the first half, and I know that's how you set up in the zone when you're making shots. But for the love of God, push the pace a little bit. And that's why you saw something come back a little bit. That's why you saw some momentum swings because they set up in that 1-2-2 press that they run, or the 2-1-2, whatever it was, and it was working.
Yeah, I mean, Syracuse did a great job of controlling the game at the beginning. It's a holiday. My brain's a little bit dead. The word I was looking for was confidence.
Yeah.
They finally found the confidence that they needed to go out there and really own the game and play their game and not let the Syracuse bully them into playing the game that they wanted to play. And so, when they started playing more aggressively, I felt like you saw the potential that Bobby Hurley has been talking about in terms of like, oh, we put together this great roster. And, you see the stats of the players who came in from their past colleges and what they were able to do. And so you were just kind of looking at this team like what's happening. And, I kind of got to call out some people. And I'm going to throw myself under the bus here because we were at our Thanksgiving on our Friendsgiving, I should say, on Tuesday. And we were kicking it outside and we were talking about ASU basketball and, a couple of people were like, yeah, I don't know what Shane's talking about. ASU's not going to be good. And I was like, yeah, I don't know either. I'm not too sure. I'm not too sold on this team right now. And I feel like it's just 2 days later. And after seeing them play tonight, I feel differently. I feel like I could eat my own words. If they keep playing like this, I feel like they're going to have a lot of success this year. They're going to continue to find their confidence. They're going to continue to grow and they're going to be hot. And that's what you want.
If you would have told me that ASU put up 84 points against Syracuse and lost, I would have said you were drunk. It's ridiculous that they lost this game. I'll get to the numbers really fast. So from the field, Syracuse shot the ball 54%. They shot the ball 42% from three, and a lot of that was pretty lackluster defense. Buddy Boeheim is one of the best scorers in the nation. He's always a thorn in ASU's side when they play them. The ASU shot the ball fine, 50 or 44%, 45% from the field, 39% from
I was
three.
The most disappointed was from the free throw line tonight. I felt like once again the Sun Devils left a bunch of extra points just floating around out there that they could have had. And I felt like a player that kind of really would have been like if they would have had a better game tonight, I think really could have drastically changed the outcome of the game, is Alonzo Gaffney. I felt like he just was not himself out there, especially after he went down. And I don't know if it was his ankle or his calf, they were saying, that was bothering him. But he really just was not himself. He was almost kind of just in the lane out there, not really doing anything, but spinning around, watching guys go past him. And then fouling people when it was too late. And at that point, you should have just let them have the easy bucket because they already beat you to the basket. Yeah. So if I was Bobby Hurley in that situation, I would have taken Alonzo Gaffney out a little bit earlier. I think he was banged up. I think he needed a little bit of time to reconnect, regroup and collect himself, get himself worked on, and then go back into the game rather than keeping him out there the whole time. I think it would have made a difference. But I'm not a coach, and I also am not going to say that was the biggest difference maker in the game. I feel like there were some questionable non-calls / calls that were made in the game with the officiating that also helped swing things either way. It's just the Sun Devils had opportunity to come back too at the end. And then they just started putting up some really shitty shots. And it was just like they got into panic mode when they saw that the clock got around 40. And it's like, all right, I get you have to work, but don't just put up any shot. Make sure it's a good shot if you're going to take it.
Well, look, bottom line is when you're playing a team like Syracuse that plays a zone, they don't exert as much energy as the opposing team because they're sitting back and they're not chasing their guy around the whole time. That was why Syracuse's starters were in that whole second half up until Swider fouled out. And that was the first time they dipped into the bench in that second half. All of their starters
and that
were in
wasn't
double
until there
figures.
was like a minute 20 left, I think.
All their starters were in double figures. Buddy Boeheim had 23. Edwards had 21. He had a huge game. That was a career high for him. And ASU just wasn't able to stop that tandem. The bottom line is the 3-point percentage, as I mentioned earlier, 42% from Syracuse. When a team that plays a zone is hitting their shots, you're in hell. You just are. So that wasn't fun. I want to address something that was said at the top of this broadcast by Superfly. Their play at the end of games have been so bad. He also said, what happened to ASU? I thought they were supposed to be decent. Superfly, I don't fucking know. I'm sitting here and I
feel like I'm in the opposite boat than you are.
Yeah, and I don't know
you're
why.
Like disappointed, and I'm like, I feel like
because you had no hopes.
Supposed to be
you had
good.
no hopes.
Oh yeah, that's true. My hopes were literally like rock bottom low. So I guess when your expectations are low and you don't buy into what everyone else is saying, and I mean, don't get me wrong. Listen, the team is going to hype itself up every year. You have to. You can't just be like, hey guys, we're going to tell you straight up, we fucking suck from the start.
Yeah.
Like, could you imagine if U of A football went on Twitter and just started doing that? Like, they would never do that, even though they knew it was going to be a rough season. Like,
Hi, Jacob.
ASU basketball is not going to go out there and be like, hey guys, well, we got these transfers. Don't know how it's going to go.
Yeah.
Bagley's hurt. He didn't make the trip. Don't know how it's going to go. Like, no, dude. Yeah, it's supposed to, like, you're going to hype your team up even from the start of the season. But it's going to take some time for you to get into a flow, to get into a rhythm. And just as everybody has been so excited for these people to come back, or I don't want to say these people, but for a lot of these athletes to get an extra year, just as you're seeing with football, a lot of these guys are coming back with basketball too. And it's not just in the Pac-12. This is happening everywhere. So, you're going to have to factor this in no matter who ASU is playing. It doesn't matter if it's a big school or if it's a small school. These guys have experience. And on top of that, they have an extra year of experience. Yeah. So, I mean, the competition is just going to be increased everywhere.
First of all, I want to say, no, they're not bad. I'm not saying that this is, I hate hearing this. Jacob, you're wrong. They're not bad. They're playing bad. There's a huge difference. They have so much talent on this roster. They're playing bad as a team right now. Yes, I can agree with that. But they aren't a bad team. They're built well from the ground up. The helm is where it scares me a little bit. The Hurley stuff, I know he says he wants to push the pace, but why doesn't he have the control to make that happen? Why is that implemented late in the game? If the team isn't pushing the pace, even you're telling them to do it, set them up in a position where that you can push the pace, like putting them in a zone or a press, putting them in a diamond 2-1-2, putting them in something where they have to move and they have to press and they have to get out in the transition. And that just didn't happen. The possession was completely controlled by Syracuse. The flow of the game was completely controlled by Syracuse. But the thing I really want to get to, finally, Marion Jackson, 17 points, 6 for 13 from the field, 7 assists, 4 rebounds. This is the man that we were looking for. This is why I never wavered in my confidence when he would pull from 28 feet is because he can do that. And if this is the first sign of him getting his touchback, watch the hell out, because DJ Horn didn't even have that great of a game. Or he had a pretty. He was 4 for 8 from the 3-point line, 4 for 8 from the field total, 14 points.
DJ Horn came in clutch in the second half in terms of knocking him down from behind the arc. He really was, I felt like, effective. And you could do a lot with those two if they decide to be a tandem pair out there and can shoot from behind the three and get hot. It can be dangerous. However, I've said it before, I don't want to be the team that lives and dies by the three. Holy hell, no way, not again.
Well, that's what's happening, unfortunately. Kamani Lawrence was kind of a non-factor tonight on offense. He had 11 points, but he had 13 rebounds, which always helps. He was just kind of they want to run they want to play him at the 4, and it just gives me nightmares from the last couple years when he would run the 4 or the 5, and he was just outmatched tonight when he was in there without an Alonzo Gaffney. Multiple times you saw Gaffney and Kamani in there together, or Jalen Graham and Gaffney in there together, but I would like to see them try the super big lineup where Kamani runs the 3. I mean, he's only 6'6". I don't want him playing the 4 in the first place. And I don't know. You just saw in the night Jesse Edwards, 6'11", from the Netherlands, just going crazy. As I said earlier, 21 points and 8 rebounds for him. That's a career high. 92-84 loss for the Sun Devils tonight. They dropped their 3rd straight, fall to 2-4 on the year. And we can get to the lyric of the game now. We'll do that now. Lyric of the game.
Lyric of the game.
Lyric of the game. This one comes from a song. This is a little confusing. The song's called Pop Smoke. It's by Lil TJ. He said, we done come too far to play soft. And that's what I'm thinking with this team. We didn't come too far to play slow is more where I'm going. This team is so talented, and I'm going to die on this hill. I promise you guys, they are talented, and they have not found it yet. They have not found the rhythm yet. And once they do, you're going to see special things, and I believe they will. We saw a lot more of a complete game from them tonight, even though they were down by double digits most of the game. They found their shots. They were playing okay defense, wasn't the best, but that's something that's fixable. What was scaring me was the inconsistency from the field, and it looked like they fixed that a little bit tonight. They were running the offense well for a zone when they were in their sets, when they had to, after a made shot on the other end. They were running it through the high post, through Alonzo Gaffney or Kamani or whoever that was, and I thought that was working. So just give them some time. It's college basketball. It's a long season, only 6 games in.
I'm not complaining. I am the one who said I am actually really happy with what I saw. I think, obviously they did not want to have to play for second to last place, and if not last place. But, I feel like you go into this tournament, if you're Arizona State, you leave, even if it's not with a great record or with a trophy, you win with you leave with a ton of experience, which is a huge win. You leave with, the games on your resume of playing Baylor, Syracuse, and I think Syracuse is going to do well this year. And you look at when it comes down to the end of the season, and your records and who you've played, and I think it's going to be beneficial to have played 2 really hard back-to-back games in 2 days, especially when you get to a time like the Pac-12 conference and tournament play.
Yep. Now tomorrow they have Loyola Chicago at 5 p.m. Arizona time. Loyola Chicago obviously dropping 2 games, 1 to Auburn today and yesterday, losing to Michigan State only by 2. Michigan State was able to beat ranked UConn today, and will face Baylor in the championship game. They'll face Michigan State in the championship game tomorrow. Michigan State will face Baylor. That's what I was saying. In the championship game tomorrow. That's at 9 a.m. I believe. So that's
plays for 3rd place now.
VCU today looked really good against Baylor. Had a point where they went down by, I think, 12 in the second half, and then had a huge swing and cut it to 1. And then they stayed close and ended up losing that game only by 8 or 9, I believe. So maybe Syracuse was the worst team in that situation, which isn't the best thing to hear from a Sun Devils team that lost by basically double digits, what felt like double digits tonight.
I don't know, man. I just think it's so, like you were saying before, 6 games into the season. It still is really early. It's still really hard to kind of figure out where people are at. Not even, and ASU is more games into the season than some other teams are. Some other teams who are maybe 5 games into the season have faced all cakewalk teams compared to who they're going to play the rest of the year. So I feel like records right now, I don't want to say records, but your overall record is not necessarily a super telling sign of where people are actually going to fall, especially by the time March rolls around. But I think that it's, like I said, just a good opportunity. I'm not disappointed. I've already made that very clear, though.
What do you think the over-under on the amount of mashed potatoes in me tummy are right now?
Can I go in ounces?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to say I think you have at least like 10 ounces of mashed potatoes in your
I
stomach.
got probably about 1.5 pounds of taters in the tummy.
Holy shit.
I wish you could bet on something like that because that'd be a lot more fun than betting on the Bears and the Lions this morning, which wasn't fun to bet on. But if you want to bet on things like the latter, not the former, you can't bet on my tummy. Go head over to the DraftKings Sportsbook app, download it, and when you use that promo code PHNX when you sign up, you can bet just $1 on any NFL team to score a point in their game today or in the future, and you get $100 in free bets pending offers. It's the DraftKings Sportsbook app. It's America's top rated. It's safe, it's secure, it's reliable, it's fun and easy to use. Most of all, it's black and green in design and it looks really cool. So if you're not winning your bets, you can stare at a nice looking screen at least. And yeah, it's just it's really easy. It's user friendly. And
If
if you don't know
you're
how to
not
bet,
winning your bets, then you should actually tune in and watch the bet show. But hey,
and if you
I'm
don't
just
know
saying.
how to bet, me and Johnny are also releasing some explainers on how to do that on our YouTube channel where you're watching this right now. And if you're listening, it's PHNX Sports YouTube channel. Leave a like and subscribe on the video, guys. Come on. But yeah, DraftKings Sportsbook app. It's the best sportsbook app out there. That's 21 plus, Arizona only. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. New customers only. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Yeah, Leah's got it. 1 pound at least. At least. But I think there actually might be more stuffing. I had a slice of pecan pie before I came on, and that was like the tipping point. I feel sick, ill, full, bloated, and a little bit sad.
Yeah, see, I didn't overdo it. I like to pace myself. This is my favorite meal of the year, so I know if I make myself sick on it, I will not want to eat it again. But I can't say I have eaten till I have thrown up on Easter before. Whoops.
I've done that a couple of times. I was telling Leah this is so not basketball talk, but I was telling Leah like a week ago that when I was a sophomore in college, I ate a whole family size pack of double stuffed Oreos when I was inebriated, and I threw up so much. It was disgusting.
Ew! Oh my
Yeah.
God, that had to be the nastiest thing to clean up. Yuck.
I threw up in the toilet, but it was still like black. It was
Yeah.
vile.
Okay. Yeah, man.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. I hope you've already eaten, so you don't have to think about that.
That is rough. Well, it's rough right now to be a Sun Devil Hoops fan, I'm sure. The record doesn't look great, but one of the things, like I was saying, that I'm optimistic about is I feel like they found their confidence out there. They look better. They're finally starting to gel. I think tomorrow is going to be another opportunity for them to kind of be put to the test in a hard situation, on the road. It's the third day after 2 very intense games the days prior. You've been on the road already for over a week. So that's going to be a really, really telling sign. And then next Wednesday, actually, is when Pac-12 play starts for Arizona State. They host Washington State at, what time is that on my whiteboard? 5 o'clock. I couldn't tell if it was 5 o'clock or 5:30.
5:30.
So they host Washington State on Wednesday. And so, anytime Pac-12 play starts getting involved, shit starts getting weird. Everybody knows that. So the fact that Arizona State's going to be finding confidence at this point, I feel better about that, because had they not, and it looked like Dave Daniels does at this point, I would have concerns. So I don't know.
Yep. Well, as I mentioned, ASU will play Loyola Chicago tomorrow at 5 p.m. on ESPN News. We'll be live right after that game. I don't know exactly what we're going to be doing with scheduling. We might go live twice in one day because we were planning on doing something with Mike Luke from U of A to
So
talk
we
about
are.
Hate Week. So we will be doing that. What is that time? 2 p.m. I believe tomorrow.
We are doing that at 1 p.m.
1
tomorrow.
p.m.
And then we'll be going live after the ASU hoops game. I mean,
Love it. Well,
yeah.
you get to see
I
me
mean,
twice.
I feel like we're playing for second to last, so not a lot to talk about. We'll just kind of talk about hopefully.
Well, hopefully the Devils get a good win.
Yeah, hopefully. But
hey guys, enjoy your night.
yes.
Rest those tummies. Get a nice tummy rub in before you get to bed.
Thanks for spending the day with us. We are thankful for all of you.
Yeah, seriously, we appreciate you guys so much. Their next 6 to 7 games are a nightmare. Well, yeah, Pac-12 play starts. It starts early, but then they go to GCU, and that's going to be a fun game. I think they should.
No,
win
they
that
host
game.
GCU.
Or they host GCU. That's what I mean.
That's going to be even better because
yeah,
that's a return of some big time players to Desert Financial Arena, and I know not all of them have had the greatest year so far. I heard a story. Cherry went 1 for 6 from the three from behind the arc, and I think when he finally hit on his 6th try, he stared down the opposing bench as he ran away. Same shit he did at ASU. So sounds like nothing's changed. So yeah.
I know Jalen House is having quite the year for himself up in New Mexico. So good on him. He's averaging 19.5 points and almost 5 assists per game and 3.5 steals, which is something that, the Devils miss a lot.
Aggressive.
I love him. I miss him. He was fun. But there's a lot of dogs on this team.
Yeah, he would have been eaten tonight.
Yeah. But yeah, guys, as always, I appreciate you for joining us. We'll be live tomorrow on the PHNX Sports YouTube channel at 1. If you're listening on audio, leave a review. If you're watching, leave a like, subscribe, smash that motherfucking like button for this face right here. Drink, have some fun tonight, get some sleep, and we'll be live tomorrow at 1 p.m. and then after the game at 5 p.m. and we'll also be live after the amazing showing that ASU is going to have against U of A football after the game at 2 p.m. I believe. Do not forget to join us right here on the PHNX Sports YouTube channel. You can follow Britt at Lit with Britt. You can follow me at Shane D. If you can follow PHNX Sun Devils at PHNX_Sun Devils. You can follow PHNX_Sports across all socials. Happy Thanksgiving, you turkeys. We will see you tomorrow. Peace.
Gobble, gobble.